Oh yeah. Hopefully we're gonna be good. Hopefully we're gonna be good. All right. Demonstration. Okay, so I just gotta remember which screen I'm on. Whoa, there we go. All right. Need to open up on form. Turn it sideways. And go absolutely crazy. All right, now just getting a chair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live action. I thought it was Thursday today, not Friday, which is when I said I'd be doing these things. So here I am, like 3-4 hours late, getting started, but we're getting it knocked out today. So here's the deal. I think it's going to be a little bit different because, well, I can't read chat, can't explain why, but I can read chat if I move into the other room. So you guys go ahead, chat it up, tell me who's here. And, you know, I don't have any help today. Dakota, he can't be here. And that's okay because I'm going to be a big boy and do everything myself here. So let me know if you're here. Basically, you guys are going to have to chat it up, and then I'm going to have to go read the chat. And then I'm going to get my queue going. You know, if Jonv is here, C29, Diet Whale, Ranthis, Drew B09, TV3 or DG3, if you're here, show yourselves. So, you know, how's everyone doing? I'm going to wait like 15 seconds before I go check the chat. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. You know what? I should go check the chat. That's what I'm going to do. So just get used to the fact I'm going to be going back and forth here. All right, let's see. Nobody has chatted. Okay, Dakota, thank you. Thank you for that. I'll probably just go straight into it, I guess. What question mark? TV here. TV3. TV3, I'll do yours first. Also, I don't know what he's talking about with the question mark. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to have to switch scenes. Oh, French toast. Okay, I'm going to need to not do that. I wish I could read chat on my Apple Watch. Like, why is that not a feature? Come on. Come on now. How many do I have? I got 7, Dakota. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go iPad. Even though it ain't no iPad. Look at us go. We're surviving, thriving. TV3 is here. So I'm going to knock yours out first, TV3. And I'm going to try to do everything. Oh, that's Blinky. Okay, you're doing a little, kind of like a one-leg drill a little bit. Whoa. You got some ballerina stuff happening. I'm just assuming you can see everything. That leg going up like that, definitely not necessary. I'm going to try to, where do I start with this? I guess next time you send in a video, I'd love to see your X step. It looks like you're doing this to just focus on upper body stuff. So I'm tempted to just focus on upper body stuff, but your upper body mechanics are looking pretty decent. That right there, it's hard to tell. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Just, is that what I think it is? It's hard to tell. Because you're wearing all black. at nighttime with a black background. And it doesn't look too bad there. This must be so confusing. Okay. All right. Here's the thing that I got for you today. Where are my discs at? All right, I'm gonna have to go change scenes real fast. All right, so what I would do if I were you, right now, you're not getting into a good, and I'll get up close for this, you're not getting into a good curled wrist, right? So curled wrist, this is what your wrist is doing through the pull through. What I found is if you can get a good curled wrist through your pull through, it's gonna add speed and spin. So really no downside there. And you're not gonna be able to see this, but I'm just looking at your form. You start with your wrist curled, and then you flare it out. So you go, wrist is curled, and then as you start moving forward, you flare it out, and then it's difficult to curl it back after that. Yeah, basically, doesn't get curled at all after that point. So, simple fix. Go ahead and start with your wrist neutral and your backswing. So you should see that, and maybe if I line up here, you should see that this part of the disc is visible in my backswing. Then as I pull through, I also want to tuck that wrist in. So neutral, tucked in. And you're basically just trying to get like into this position here. Notice how my wrist is curled and we call it tickle the armpit, which is kind of a good cue. You're basically getting into a deep pocket. Your disc is just visible to the camera, which means no wrist curl. So keep that wrist curled all the way to the very end, right? And then it'll unfurl on its own. I just realized I don't have to stand up for that. I can just show it like this. Here, curl it in. Again, so reach back, curl in. Me personally as well, I like the feeling of, and this is a personal preference, helps me stay loose. I like the feeling of kind of like flicking my wrist in like that, as opposed to just kind of tucking my wrist in. That way your wrist can stay loose, and then you get all the benefits of spin and speed, essentially. If you're just kind of going through the motions of tucking your wrist, it's still okay. It's gonna be better than what you're currently doing. But I'm pretty impressed with your upper body, honestly. It's looking pretty good. So that's just, for now, one thing of a few things that you could work on. I'm gonna check the chat real fast. All right. Andrew B, you're next. So Andrew B and DG3. No problem, Trace. Andrew B, DG3. I'll make sure I go to iPad view. Andrew B, DG3. There's Dakota coming to save the day. Oh, Andrew B, you're gonna be Drewby. Drewby dooby doo. Oh, look at that. Went from like super speed to slow-mo. There he is.
I definitely thought you would have more since we had like 12 the first round.
No, we're chilling. I'm going to get through this so fast.
I just saw you knock off the camera. I was like, okay, I'm going to help you.
Thank you. Just if you could relay any important like messages and stuff, that would be great. I'm gonna try to get myself set up at my house next time.
I honestly thought that's what you were gonna do already.
Right. I freaked out because I was like, I gotta get things ready. I literally just set like PRs in my run, and then Josh calls afterwards.
We were both like, he's running right now. That's why he's going straight to voicemail. But also like, I was like, well, he just set up his computer at home, so
right.
He's just gonna do it there since you said you didn't need me to help. I was like, all right, cool. Then I saw you knocking cameras over. I said, okay, let's go help out for this one.
Hey, you got some good stuff going on here, upper body wise. But until we fix your feet, it's going to be difficult to fix the upper body stuff you're lacking in. So this is interesting. Moving your first step. That's weird. Whoa. Okay. I see what's happening. Yeah, it all kind of starts, we just need to fix this first step and second step. All right. Dakota. It's, I think, demonstration, just back and forth from demonstration and, yeah, a little fade. So here's the deal. Your first step being, let's say I'm throwing down this line here. Is this as wide as this will go? I think it is. What if I...
Scoot yourself over to the right a little bit so you have more room because the black is blocking a little bit of the left side.
Scooch it like this way?
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Because the enclosure is blocking part of it.
I see. There we go. So first step should not be what you're doing is you're going first step here and then second step, third step. So you're kind of going all around this straight line. And you should almost think of it as like two lines. One line through both of my feet here. So I'm in this staggered stance. I'll give you a better view. So one line here for your right foot and one line here for your left foot. So your first step should be across, or at least the way you're doing it, across your body, and then we just stay on these two lines. Just like this. Notice how I'm keeping my knees and my feet facing this direction. So it's, do we figure out that this is perpendicular to the target line? Is that the word?
Wait, which way are you going?
It's all good. If my knees and feet are facing this direction and my target line is here. Yeah. So keeping your feet, knees facing this way, essentially. If my target line is here. That's it. Extra information. If you're really trying to get this down, I want you to look up a video called 2 Lanes that we put out like a year ago with Josh. It's the most underrated, most helpful video we've probably ever put out. So 2 Lanes, look it up. That'll explain things even better if you're looking for more explanation as to why. But fix up that footwork. And then once that gets fixed up, we'll get into the other fixes, which there will be many more. But you do have some good things happening. So I do want to encourage you. You're not starting from a bad place. You've obviously been putting in some type of work for a while. Been playing the sport for a good amount of time. All right. Any questions? Did you say anything? Drew B? Andrew?
Off the throw standstill, run up
Well, there you go. Yeah, you need to work on your run up, so you do that more often. So, lots of people really invested in the standstill right now in the sport. Yeah, thanks, Blitz. Hey, I mean, you can get really good with standstill if he's any indication of that. Get absolutely deleted, Drew. The next was it C29?
No, DG3.
Oh, it's DG3.
DG3 then C49.
That'll do it right there. Yep. All right. Basically same thing. Okay. So kind of a no-no would be your hips facing directly backwards. Now, the main cause of this I found is turning your hips backwards. No, there's a couple ways to fix it. Mentally, it's all the same fix, but we just need to fix your footwork. So this step right here, that's the one that's really messing it up. So your knee is facing backwards, your foot is facing backwards, which is in turn getting your hip backwards, which is turning you backwards. So we don't want it to be backwards during this stage. We want your hips to be facing the camera. And it all starts, right? Things look good here. Your hips are in a good spot, knees are in a good spot, feet are in a good spot. It should stay like this through your X step. So as you get through your X step, we want this to be relatively the same position. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So problem is once you do this, now instead of stepping towards the target with that front foot, you're going to step away from the target, and now your hips and feet and orientation of your body is wanting to throw way out here to the left. But instead, you're going to try to go against where your body is going. You're going to try to throw it straight. Yep. So here's the fix. This is my target line. I want to step. You got this right. Your hips are facing. Here, let me get like here. You got this part right. Hips are facing the right direction. Now through the X step, instead of doing this, which is facing my hips away from the target, you're going to keep your hips perpendicular to the target, which means, let me just lift my right leg. That means my knee and my foot are facing this direction, perpendicular, not, wait a second, not backwards. So let's go through the full thing. First step, or it could be your second step. Step before the X step, both my feet facing this way. I can also think of it as my knee pointing straight. I can think of it as my hip, both my hips staying this direction. And then last step, this is where the coil comes in. Whoa, just lost my balance. Here, notice my hips are not fully backwards when I coil. I'm just coiling from here. And that all starts with getting the right footwork. So X step is where you need to really clean things up. Make sure it's facing this direction and don't start turning back until you get through your X step, right? As you X step, that's when you're going to coil. Any questions? Ah.
Standstill throws just using
Well, you did a lot better with that this time if your shoulders were going way early. Look how he kind of naturally swooped too. Wow. Look at that. I kind of like it. And he gets a clean pocket with it too.
Not sure why I reverted back to that again, or why keeping hips straight longer has been so unnatural.
It is unnatural.
It is, like, this is the most common issue that we see in these.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was extremely difficult for me to fix.
I still haven't. I gave up.
Dakota said he still hasn't fixed it. No, it's good. I like your upper body. You're doing a lot of good stuff there. You've got a nice pocket. And then you really, yeah, anyways, I'm not going to talk more about the upper body fixes, but you've got some good things happening. You just got to orient your footwork and get that going. All right. Bye-bye. Enjoy. Work on it. And, again, I'll tell you what I told the last guy. If you look up the video 2 lanes, Josh does a really good job going through basically this idea of footwork. It's like 2 lanes, and you stay in those lanes with your feet. So look that up. It's just overthrow disc golf, 2 lanes. You should see like a top-down thumbnail from a drone with a couple of lines. And get absolutely deleted.
C29 is next.
C29, we only got 4 left. How fast it happened. Whoa. Okay. There's more to him than meets the eye. Oh no, I'm gonna get so disoriented here. Okay, let me just... He's walking this way. Okay. Okay. I mean, footwork is not bad, actually. The issue is you're... Yeah, so you're throwing it too far right. What's the main fix for that? I think it's your coil. Okay. All right. I see a couple things here. They kind of work together. So when you're throwing, you've got this, you got a run up that's working towards your target, which is good. One thing I'm noticing is you could definitely use more shoulder coil. Right? When I do this, I try to think about my back shoulder pushing more towards the target. All right? So that's going to help basically sequencing. It's going to give you more of a runway, so hopefully more speed in your throw. And then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to just pull that thing to the right. Now, the other thing that you need to do, so again, well, first thing, more coil. Think about really trying to get that back shoulder pushing more towards the target as you push your front shoulder away from the target. That's number one. That probably could be sufficient. But the one thing I'm seeing that you're doing that is very harmful to that is you're trying to keep your head looking at the target as much as possible. So that's okay for the first part of the swing where you're here. That's okay, that's okay. Let your shoulder turn your head back. And then from here, you need to tell yourself to send the arm, not your head. All right? As soon as you try to start looking forward, your shoulders are going to open up. And that's going to be the first thing that goes. And then it's going to be really easy for you to shank it to the right. So what I like to tell people is practice when you're getting slow-mo, like basically watching the camera. So for me, it would look like this. Right? Still looking at you. Looking at the camera. Try to coil here. And it helps keep my body more sideways. Your head kind of leads your shoulders if you let it. So looking back at your form here, just look at how you're trying to eye the target, moving your head until by the time you release, your head's pretty forward. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, what does AB look like? I'm sure you're thinking that exact same thing. All right, I love looking at AB's form for this very thing. I like looking at his form, just kind of period, but. So here we go. So looking at the target. I'll zoom in here. Looking at the target, his shoulder turns his head away. Oh yeah, like over here. Yeah, his shoulder turns his head away. All right, let's see. Once he starts throwing his arm forward, what happens to his head? Is his head kind of moving his front shoulder forward? No, look how it stays back. Arms going forward. By the time he's into his deep pocket, his head's still slightly back. Let's take a look at what your deep pocket looks like. Head slightly forward. All right, disc is well ahead, and his gaze is now just barely slightly forward. By this point, your head's almost fully forward. So there you go. Head position is another, here we go, sorry. Head position is another key part of this. So more shoulder coil, keep that head more or less side on until you feel the disc rip out. Any questions? Let me know. Dakota?
None there. Can you quickly tell King Prophet about the form review tiers, both this and yours?
Yes, King Prophet. So this is our intermediate tier. This is $15 a month for those who just want one form review a month. We do live streams. Josh will do one of the live streams usually during the middle of the month. I'll do a live stream at the end of the month. You can choose which one you want to send it in for. And again, that's one at $15 a month. We also have a daily form reviews tier, which is one form review per day if you want it. A lot of people like it just because of the flexibility, but that's $50 tier if you're doing it with Cam, which is one of our coaches. And then if you want Josh or I to do that, it's $100 a month. So again, daily form reviews, it's kind of crazy value, especially if you're doing it actually daily. But I find that the best thing to do is just, the nice thing with that is it's your own schedule. So whenever you want to upload a form review, any day of the week, you can do it, except, well, I say any day of the week, any weekday. For me, weekends are not available. All that to say, check out our Patreon. That's where you find it. You'll see the different tiers and what they offer.
King Prophet, I will tell you that if you sign up for the intermediate tier like we're doing today, you'll be tagged on our Discord if you're not in the live stream, so you can see what your timestamp is on the live stream. If you are daily form reviews, then it's on form, so it's just you going back and forth, and you'll get a notification whenever.
Okay. Yeah. He probably can't hear. So what Dakota was saying is, with this type of form review on Discord, we're going to tell you we're going live at a specific time. If you're not able to make the live stream, we will tag you on Discord and the timestamp. And that's how you're going to be able to find in this live stream video on YouTube where we did your review if you're not able to be present. What's different with daily form reviews is, Dakota, if you want to show where I'm at. So daily form reviews, like for instance today, I've not done a few of my daily form reviews. I open this up and I've got my list of all the people I do daily form reviews. If I see a little 1 next to it, I open it up, you can send it in, I have a notification, and I get to it when I'm able to. And then essentially we can just go back and forth in kind of a chat thread as you can see here. Lots and lots of chat thread. And we send back and forth videos. I do a little like screen annotation, form review type deal, and sometimes if needed. How do I get out of here now? There's no button to get out. I'm gonna have to go sideways. Bro, the button's gone. No, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to do some things here. All right, back to form reviews for today.
Jonv is next.
Jonv! Look at that foundation hat, rep it. Good footwork. Oh, love the footwork. And upper body, got it. First step is kind of iffy, but it's not bad. Okay. All right. Kind of like the last guy. You need more shoulder coil. And then you need to just get used to, oh wow, yep. It's very rotation oriented. Okay. Let me explain how you're throwing right now. You got 90 degrees here. You turn back, and then it just kind of stays at this 90-degree angle. What we need you to do is get used to the feeling. And what I would do if I were you, just to get used to this feeling. Josh sometimes has people start kind of patent pending and do this, but reach back, throw behind you, just like this. I feel like you can do that without the patent pending and it's just as good. So you can just keep your feet still in a normal position that you're used to. Back. And basically you're just trying to keep from like this shoulder back. Keep your back shoulder back as you send your arm forward. That's it. Do that for a bit. Once you get used to that feeling, you're going to try to take that feeling of this drill and apply it to your X step. So for me, it would look like this. Hopefully you could see that. All right. So it's the exact same feel. You're just trying to get used to sending your arm more than sending your shoulders. What you're doing is you're attaching your throw to your shoulders. So your throw can only go as fast as your shoulders allow it. And what I didn't realize for a long time is, newsflash, it's faster to send your arm to the target than it is to just rotate to the target. So that's what we need you to do. Hopefully that's clear enough. Not complicated. Just learn to do this without moving. Like, just move your arm fast. Quick arm. Fast arm.
Thank you.
Get absolutely deleted, Jonv. You're welcome.
All right, now it's just what everybody next.
All right, let's do Diet Whale 21.
That's a great.
I thought the same thing.
Oh man.
Tiptoe through the tulips. That's where I'll be. He's one of the freakiest people.
It's nightmarish.
Okay, I think we could probably focus on your upper body here, but this part right here of your throw is very funny. I'm not making fun, but it is funny. That's what made me think, tiptoe through the tulips. Whoop. You do like a little hop. Okay, gotta stop looking at it. Here we go. Wow, that is so the same problem. Okay, cool. Back to back, baby. All right. You are initiating your throw with basically shoulders only. So you get right about here, and then you just go whoop. So you're throwing, your arm's not moving forward at all. You're just kind of turning, your arm's getting trapped behind you, and then it's just like whoop. So you need to do this. And I'm just gonna pretend I didn't do this with the last person. Just learn to throw your arm without your shoulders. So just keep your shoulders in place, right? In your reach back, you get into decent position with your feet. So reach back, get into that position, freeze, and let's just get this arm moving by itself. No shoulders. So here, throw it towards your target. If you have to look behind you the whole time, look behind you. We just need to get you aware of what you're moving. Are you moving your shoulders and your arm? You're not. Are you moving your shoulders with your arm? You're not. So let's just get this arm by itself. All right? Reach back, throw your arm forward. Really concentrate. You're the type of person that's going to be like, I sent my arm, and then I'm going to look at your form, and it's going to be like, boom. So if you got to look behind you, send the arm. It's going to feel like you're throwing behind you. So this is my target line. Keep my arm on that target line. That's one thing you can do. And then just work it into your walk up, that same feel. If you work on this long enough, then your form's going to look way different than this. Your upper body is just going to be completely different. Because you see how your shoulders are, just dead forward. So, and just as a comparison here, typically, by the time a pro's shoulders get to like side on to the camera here, their elbow is like way up here in this yellow circle. So you're practically not adding anything with your arm. You're really just rotating your shoulders, and then your arm's just along for the ride. So we need to learn to add a lot of speed with the arm. Next. Get deleted, diet whale. Whoa. What have I done? All right, Ranthis. Almost deleted him just right off the bat. All right, let's see. Okay. Footwork's not bad. Coil looks good. Holy smokes. Oh, is this a guy that gets really deep pocket because of his footwork?
It might be.
I think he fixed it up a little bit, if that's the case.
I remember the hat.
Yeah, because this coil looks good in comparison to his hips. This looks good. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's getting fired.
What am I going to say? Give me a second. All right. This is your form, Mikey. If you were looking at your own form here, what would you say? That's range of acceptability. Oh, I'm going to look at the timing here of the plant. That's got it. There's no way he's got that down. There we go. Okay, I got something for you. This is good. So currently, by the time your foot fully gets planted, and good news with this is this actually does add a decent amount of speed. Also, I got to look at his, I didn't look at his. Yeah, he keeps his wrist curled the whole time. Well, sort of. No, that looks good. You know what? That looks, yeah, wow, okay. Anyways, plant timing. So let's take a look and see, when does this foot really get planted solidly on the ground? I'm looking for like heel digging into the ground. And usually what I do is I just zoom in on the foot and I look at it and I say, when is that foot really resisting. Right? Probably right about there. So now let's take a look at your shoulder coil. You know, it's really not bad. Okay. Basically, it can get slightly better. Okay. When does it stop? Right about there. So here you go. By the time your foot fully gets planted, this is the amount of shoulder coil you have, and you're not at peak reach back. Is it still a pretty decent position? Yes, but also I'm comparing it to this. Right? So you're almost there. You're a couple frames. You're a couple frames off. So essentially, there's a couple things you can do. So you've got, everything's looking pretty good as far as the amount of coil you have, but you're just slightly off on when you're at peak reach back. By the time you get to peak reach back, you should be at full plant, all the way on the ground, and then throw. And again, you're only a couple frames off, so something I did and need to continue to do to help is what I do is I just really try to skip the toe phase instead of like going from toe to heel. I just try to go heel and stop. Just as soon as I possibly can get on the heel, that's what I do, because toe to heel really doesn't help, right? You need to stop. You need to go ahead and immediately stop that forward momentum on your brace. So that's one way to help with timing. It's kind of the best way I know how to. What else would I tell you to do? I mean, just be patient, essentially. You could do a drill where you basically stop, throw, and then you work your way up to the time in between stopping and throwing gets less and less. And then I go. That's kind of weird, but you get the idea. The idea is feel the full plant, and then throw. And then just make small increments of not allowing yourself as much time pausing in between, and get that the closest you can to as soon as you're at full coil, full plant, throw. But dude, nice form, honestly. This looks good. I hope you were the guy that had kind of jacked up footwork last time. Yeah, this is really good looking form. I wonder what Josh would say. Like, it looks pretty good.
If I had this form, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, I mean, me too. All right, hey. Cool, everyone. Cool beans, knock that out quick. Dakota, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. I hope you weren't like waiting for me this morning.
No.
Good.
Well, you never told me whether or not you actually needed me, so I assumed that you're doing it from home.
That's good, because I literally thought it was Thursday today.
Yeah.
Like, I was fully, I was living my life as a Thursday.
I didn't think of anything until Josh called me and said, "So you guys doing the form review?" I said, "Huh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
I freaked out. I was like, "Rah! Everyone's going to be disappointed."
It's all 7.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Get back to your daily lives. Maybe even join the daily form reviews. And go eat some lunch. I know I am at 3 o'clock.
You're on my schedule.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Me and Josh time.
I can't believe I've done this. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Dakota. Peace.